Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Paula Degnan. We start tonight in Hazel Township, where firefighters had to battle a fire at United States Cold Storage on North Park Drive. According to reports, the fire got its start in a tractor trailer that was parked at one of the loading docks at the building. Crews arrived on location and found heavy fire. Fire Command requested a second alarm to the scene. Plant operators worked with firefighters to move some of the trailers away from the building. One firefighter had a minor leg injury and was treated by EMS on the scene. Crews from Hazel Township, Harwood, Shepton, Sugarloaf Township, Hazelton, McAdoo, Freeland, and Valley Regional, along with Lehigh Valley EMS, were on location. A shooting at an apartment on North Broad Street in West Hazelton Monday evening leaves a woman undergoing treatment. According to information on the incident on the West Hazelton Police Facebook page, police say 30-year-old Tariq Koyam told them two men broke into the home and he fired a weapon. His sister was injured. She was taken for treatment. He was taken into custody. Police say the intruders turned out to be hallucinations from controlled substances he was allegedly ingesting. Now on to McAdoo, where police there have charged a Hazelton man with attempted murder after a dispute over a taxi fare early Sunday morning. Police say 38-year-old Francis Toka was charged with attempted murder, aggravated assault, possession of a weapon, reckless endangerment, and simple assault. The incident happened on West Blaine Street, just off Kennedy Drive, around 5 Sunday morning. The victim telling police he called Latino Taxi Service for a ride to McAdoo, and when arriving, his credit card would not go through for the pair. The pair argued, and that's when Toka produced a firearm and shot the victim. Toka turned himself into McAdoo police on Monday and was taken into custody. He was committed to the Schuylkill County Prison in lieu of $250,000 bail. A two-alarm fire in Pittston overnight has claimed the life of a child living there and gutted the home. Crews were called to 18 Wood Street around 1 this morning and found flames shooting from the house. An 11-year-old boy was trapped upstairs and rescued from an upstairs room by firefighters and was later taken for treatment. He died from his injuries. His identity has not yet been released. 5 others living in the home got out okay. A state police fire marshal has been on the scene all day, but so far, no word on a cause. A Wilkes-Barre mother facing charges after her 2-year-old daughter was taken to the hospital with dog bite wounds. Police were called to Wilkes-Barre General Hospital around 6 o'clock Sunday evening. They say that the child had serious puncture wounds, scratches, and a laceration. The mother, 30-year-old Mary Badika, appeared to be under the influence. She told police the girl was attacked while they were walking to a Turkey Hill, though she couldn't give the store's location. After she was taken into custody and interviewed, she changed her story. She said that her daughter was playing with 2 dogs in the backyard when she heard a commotion. She found the child bleeding and took her to the hospital. She also admitted that she had taken meth earlier in the day. She was charged with child endangerment and making false reports and arraigned and released on $10,000 unsecured bail. The body of a 51-year-old Plains Township man was recovered from a lake in central New York 3 days after he went missing while swimming. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office said the body of James Gambini was recovered around 6 Monday morning from the South Bay area of Oneida Lake. Gambini was reported missing shortly after 6:30 Friday evening after he jumped off a boat to swim and never resurfaced. A car slammed into a house Monday evening in Rush Township. Take a look at these pictures from the Hometown Fire Company Facebook page. According to police, The crash happened Monday just after 5:30 when the driver of the car was traveling on Route 54 into Hometown when for some reason he made a sharp left turn, leading him right through the front yard into the wall of the attached garage. Crews from Hometown, Ryan Township, and Tamaqua Rescue worked to stabilize the home and free the man. The driver was treated at the scene by EMS before being taken to a regional trauma center. A man from Mahanoy City has been jailed after borough police filed charges against him for threatening people with a handgun. Police say 49-year-old George Hampton of East Pine Street was charged with 7 counts each of terroristic threats and recklessly endangering another person, along with a list of other charges. Police charged Hampton following an incident at his home where he allegedly found his girlfriend and several of her friends removing the woman's items from the home because the relationship had ended. Police said Hampton became irate, retrieved a handgun, and began pointing it at the woman and her friends. Hampton was arraigned and committed to Schuylkill County Prison, unable to post 10% of $25,000 bail. A 32-year-old and a 14-year-old are scheduled to stand trial in December for their roles in the death of a Wilkes-Barre man. 32-year-old Ronaldo Mercado of Wilkes-Barre and a 14-year-old girl allegedly went to the home of Fred Boot back in September of 2018. The girl knew Boot because he dated her mother. Boot left her inside. She left the door unlocked so Mercado could sneak in. Mercado allegedly hit Boot over the head and stabbed him to death with a kitchen knife that the girl handed to him. They fled the scene with Boot's cell phone and around $25 in cash. Mercado was charged with criminal homicide and burglary. The 14-year-old also has been charged as an adult. A judge must rule if she will be tried as an adult or have her case moved to juvenile court. Prosecutors say that they do not plan to seek the death penalty against the pair. Coming up on WYLN News, one puppy rescued by a Good Samaritan, plus another puppy missing, and your help is needed to get him home. But first, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Partly cloudy overnight, the low 64, sun tomorrow, but by evening, the chance of showers and thunderstorms returns. We'll be right back.
Not only is Krugel's Georgetown Deli and Beer your craft beer headquarters, they have great food too. Check out Georgetown's Pub Fare menu. G-Town scallops, cheesy crab pretzel, smoked brisket, smoked wings, and more. Or how about their Flight and Bites with your choice of sauces and 5 ounce draft beers. They have a great selection of craft beers on tap, and you can get it to go in a crowler. Stop in and play Keno or other Pennsylvania lottery games. Krugel's Georgetown Deli and Beer in Wilkes-Barre Township, right next to the Big Cow. Check them out on the web at georgetowndeli.com.
Pocono Raceway is summertime, where the kids are free, where fans become friends, where good times roll, and the racing is always a little tricky. Bring your friends, bring your family, just bring it. Pocono style. New this year, the Great Pocono Raceway Air Show.
Tri-County has been keeping your office up to speed since 1969. Everything your office needs: office supplies, personal and custom business forms, business cards, office furniture, new and used office equipment, copy, print, and scan solutions with wide format capabilities. Leasing is also available, free off-street parking, and free local delivery. Tri-County Business Machines, 117 East Broad Street in Hazleton, 570-459-0754. Family owned and operated since 1969.
One person was taken to the hospital after a motorcycle crash this afternoon in Hazel Township. Crews found the bike off the side of Stockton Mountain Road near Route 940 with the driver up and walking around. He was taken by Lehigh Valley EMS to Hazleton's hospital for treatment. State Police and Hazel Township Fire were on location at this afternoon's crash. A truck driver rescued a dog Monday after watching the animal being thrown from a vehicle along Interstate 81 in Schuylkill County. According to SPCA officials, a truck driver witnessed a dog being thrown from a van near the High Ridge exit in Butler Township on southbound I-81 around 1 o'clock Monday afternoon. The truck driver was able to stop and keep the dog safe from traffic and called SPCA officials. The truck driver was unable to get a license plate number and could only describe the vehicle as a gold-colored van. The dog, which is described as a Catahoula leopard dog, is reported to be very sweet and in good condition. Meanwhile, Wilkes-Barre police are currently on the lookout for a puppy thief. The owner of the pit bull puppy named Ace said that a black Chevy Impala pulled up near 154 Cole Street and the passenger snatched the dog around 11 o'clock Monday morning. Ace has vision problems and causes him to be physically impaired. If anyone has information on his whereabouts, they're asked to call Officer Dan Duffy at 570-208-4118. All calls remain confidential. LVHN can begin their construction on their health and wellness center after supervisors passed preliminary approval last night. WYLN's Julia Wiegand has more from Hazel Township.
Lehigh Valley Health Network was seeking major land development approval, and got it, from Hazel Township supervisors last night for its planned expansion of the Health and Wellness Center. Land development is among protocols that Lehigh Valley must complete to receive approval for a new medical building, parking, and plans for managing stormwater at the Health and Wellness facility right off of Moisey Drive along the Airport Beltway. Lehigh Valley hasn't released details on the new building just yet, but officials with the Health Network said information's coming within the next few weeks.
So we did approve the preliminary development with some conditions that they're going to have to abide by, which I'm sure they will. And I think it's a good thing. They're going to get underway and make our health care better in this area.
What surprised supervisors more, though, in a good way, was Vitaline representatives speaking out during audience participation. Many complaints from residents day in and day out involve odors that originate from the dog food plant in Humboldt. New technology from the plant might be the first steps in the right direction.
The odors are terrible, and we've gotten a lot of complaints. We've had DEP check on it. We've been in touch with the company, and 2 company officials were gracious enough to come this evening, telling us that they're implementing new technology to take the odors away, which was music to our ears because it's been terrible. So hopefully they're saying by the end of the month that'll be in place, and all the odors will go away and we'll all live happily ever after again.
The next public supervisors meeting will take place August 12th at 6 p.m. Reporting in Hazel Township for WYLN News, I'm Julia Wiegand.
It was just last week Governor Tom Wolf vetoed a bill that would have helped counties pay for new voting machines. Now, 2 Luzerne County Council members say that they will not vote to borrow money for the new machines. The state issued a directive last year to have new machines that provide a paper trail in place by the April 2020 primary. Council Chair Tim McGinley said that it would take a lot to convince him to borrow millions of dollars to pay for new machines. The estimated cost around $3.5 to $4 million. Councilman Harry Haas calls Wolf's veto irresponsible. He plans to vote against any borrowing to pay for machines. McGinley also added that he hopes the county audit will reveal a surplus that can be used to pay for a portion of the voting machines. That audit is scheduled to be completed by July 31st. Firms have been named after submitting proposals to Luzerne County for delinquent real estate tax collection. Northeast Revenue Service has collected the taxes for the county since 2010. The company has been connected to corruption cases with the former mayors of Scranton and Allentown, though no charges have been filed. Other companies that submitted proposals are Jordan Tax Service, based in Washington County, Line Barger Attorneys at Law and Liability Recovery Services, LLC. Northeast Revenue submitted the proposal to continue services after its contract expires at the end of the year. A committee will now review the proposals and make a recommendation to Luzerne County Council. Pennsylvania is one of the first states in the country that are taking steps to combat sexual assault on college campuses. Wyln News intern Nicole Ambrish has more on that.
Governor Tom Wolf is taking big steps to combat sexual assault on college campuses. Celebrating the first major state law to combat campus sexual assault, the governor held a ceremonial bill signing of legislation which encourages more students to report sexual violence.
Too many victims are frightened or they're intimidated away from reporting an incident of sexual assault. And this silence breeds bad behavior.
Joining the governor in Harrisburg was bipartisan legislators and state and national leaders of It's On Us, a movement fighting against sexual assault on college campuses for both men and women. Governor Wolf launched It's On Us PA over 3 years ago as the nation's first statewide campaign to address the crisis of sexual assault on campuses. The governor commends students and education leaders who embrace the need to change campus culture.
We need to do more to change the culture that has allowed campus sexual violence to become so pervasive. So today I'm proud to announce that we are making two major reforms, both of which will encourage the reporting of incidents of campus sexual violence across the Commonwealth.
2 campus safety initiatives proposed by the governor were enacted as a part of the new state budget package. One proposal requires post-secondary institutions to offer online, anonymous options for students to report sexual assaults. The other proposal protects students reporting sexual assaults from being disciplined or violating school drug, alcohol, or other policies.
Too often students are afraid to call police or other authorities if they're at a party because they're afraid they're going to be punished for violating some other policy, an alcohol policy or a drug policy. I don't want anyone to fear calling 911 to report a serious crime like a rape because he or she might get a citation for something like underage drinking.
Governor Wolf also secured $1 million in the state budget to continue awarding It's On Us grants to public and private 2-year and 4-year institutions. This will be the 4th consecutive year the Wolf administration will provide grants for programs to change campus culture. The governor also invited Pennsylvanians to join the thousands of people, including superintendents and university and college presidents, who have signed the It's On Us pledge, which encourages everyone to help end sexual assault. The It's On Us Pennsylvania website has more information about the campaign. Reporting for Wyln News, I'm Nicole Ambrish.
And coming up on Shenandoah Heights News Choice, the subject is fireworks on Trooper Talk Tuesday. Plus, Wyln is making the switch. We'll explain. Stay with us.
Don't make the big box mistake. Shop local and save at Grand Central in Hazleton. Get better prices than the big box store on our huge selection of furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics at Grand Central in Hazleton and at the Laurel Mall.
It's okay that everybody ignores me when I drive. It's fine, because I get a safe driving bonus check every 6 months I'm accident-free. Because I don't use my cell phone when I'm driving, even though my family does and leaves me all alone. Here's something else. I don't share it with Mom. Right, Mom? I have a brand new putter you don't even know about. It's awesome.
Safe driving bonus checks only from Allstate. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Don't make the big box mistake. Shop local and save at Grand Central in Hazleton. Get better prices than the big box store on our huge selection of furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics at Grand Central in Hazleton and at the Laurel Mall.
Welcome to Trooper Talk Tuesday here on Wyln, everyone. I'm Gary Perna. I'm pleased to have with me Trooper Anthony Prochowski from Pennsylvania State Police Hazleton. And today we're talking about fireworks safety. Now, I know, we're here in July. The 4th of July has just happened, but we still see a lot of fireworks throughout the summer for many events that go on, graduation parties, just get-togethers, and there are some rules that we need to remember when we're having some fireworks. So Trooper Pachowski, what are some things that we need to remember when we're having an event where there are fireworks? You know, people can buy them, some of them now legally, they can go to the places and get them. So what are some things we need to remember?
Let's talk about safety first and foremost. And you talk about fireworks being at parties, there's usually alcohol served at parties. So really, you're not allowed to utilize these fireworks when you're under the influence of alcohol or a controlled substance. Okay, so number one, be safe about it. Number two, you have to be within out farther than 150 feet from an occupied structure, whether or not somebody's inside or not. You cannot light it within 150 feet. Okay, and obviously that's safety feature. You cannot light fireworks within a vehicle or an occupied structure. Okay, you can't light them within, and you cannot light them towards a vehicle or an occupied structure. Again, safety. They're legal now. Have fun with them, but be safe. And for more in-depth information on the law, they can visit the State Police website at www.psp.pa.gov.
And I know, you know, we've seen a lot of people have a lot of questions now that the law has changed, so they can go to the website and get it. But it's also good to remember that local municipalities may have other rules and regulations with that. So important for them to check with their municipality as well.
Correct. If there is an ordinance within that municipality that you reside in, you have to abide by that ordinance, yes.
So from a trooper standpoint, I know I've heard them a lot lately, around the 4th of July. They're going from the evening into the late hours. Somebody calls and makes a complaint about that. You know, what should they do? How should that be handled?
Well, you know, first and foremost, be courteous to your neighbors. You know, I mean, really, yes, they're legal, but at 2 or 3 in the morning when everybody's sleeping and people have work the next day, that's not okay. You know, you have to be courteous towards your neighbors. People do call us for noise complaints. Some people call and say they heard gunshots because, you know, they hear the fireworks and they can't tell the difference. We have to come and we have to investigate. You know, I mean, yes, fireworks are legal, but at 3 in the morning, there may be an issue. So use common sense.
Okay. So use common sense, be careful with it, but you also want to have fun and just know the laws and the rules with it. Having fun isn't worth a fine or going to jail over.
Correct.
So make sure you know what's going on and be safe about it. And you know what? There are people who are trained to do it. Maybe a good idea if you're having a party to call somebody who's trained and qualified to do that.
Excellent idea. Or go somewhere that's having them. It's free, and you don't have to worry about lighting them off.
All right. All right, that's it for this Trooper Talk. Thanks for joining us here on Wyln, and everyone, we'll see you next time here on Trooper Talk Tuesday.
Tri-County has been keeping your office up to speed since 1969. Everything your office needs: office supplies, personal and custom business forms, business cards, office furniture, new and used office equipment, copy, print, and scan solutions with wide format capabilities. Leasing is also available, free off-street parking, and free local delivery. Tri-County Business Machines, 117 East Broad Street in Hazleton, 570-459-0754. Family owned and operated since 1969.
Krugel's Georgetown Deli and Beer is more than just a great place to grab 6-packs to go. You can also enjoy great draft beer, including their exclusive Three Ornina milk stouts. Take it to go in a crowler, or mix and match bottles of your favorite craft beers. Or just cool down with one of their slushies. Check out the Georgetown Pub Fare menu, including their Flight and Bites with your choice of sauces and 5-ounce draft beers. Stop in and play Keno or other Pennsylvania lottery games. Don't forget to check out their website and Facebook for tasting events. Krugel's Georgetown Deli and Beer in Wilkes-Barre Township, right next to the Big Cow. Watch Off the Beaten Path on WYLN TV 35 and discover the Pennsylvania you never knew existed.
The downtown Hazleton Farmers Market and Health Fair will be kicking off its 8th year this coming Friday, July 12th, and continuing every Friday through September 6th. The market hours, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. A weekly health fair will again be held in conjunction with the market, which will include several health practitioners offering free health screenings and educational information on health and wellness. such as things like spinal screenings, blood pressure screenings, dental health information, nutrition, exercise, and so much more. The market and health fair will take place along Broad Street at the corner of Laurel Street. This Friday will be a ribbon cutting that will take place to kick off this year's market. And this is for our viewers that watch WYLN TV over the air on an antenna. On Monday, July 15th, we will be switching over to our new digital HD transmitter. WYLN's two transmitters, the one in Hazleton and in Berwick, are switching frequencies to make room in the airwaves for new 5G network upgrades and other mobile broadband services, as mandated by the Federal Communications Commission. Our Channel 35 is set to make the switch July 15th, and Channel 47 in Berwick will make the change on July 16th. When we do change our signal, we'll get better at both locations. But you may need to rescan your TV, and you may have to rescan a few times. If you'd like more information on all that, you can visit www.fcc.gov/TV rescan. That's the news. Remember, you can get news updates on our WYLN News Facebook page. Now stay with us. A look at today's weather is next here on WYLN TV.
Pocono Raceway is summertime, where the kids are free, where fans become friends.